Hello and welcome to a new video. We are today very lucky to be able to drive the new Model 3 Performance Highland. And actually that happened last week. So now we are in Frankfurt. Last week we've been in Hilden and we're able to drive the Model 3 Performance there for the first time. I planned to be able to drive it today again, but sadly Tesla messed up some time scheduling stuff and the car isn't registered yet. So we won't be able to drive it today again. But luckily we recorded everything last week already. So I just needed this clip to tell you that we're gonna hop into the car and test it right now. All right, we are sitting in the new Model 3 Performance. Let's go on our test drive. I had a look for a nice route around here in the area so we can have a comprehensive test. Not so much of high-speed highway driving, but more
in 200 Metern links abbiegen.
How about you shut up? So, yeah, first thing I'm noticing is the seats. They are completely different. They are tighter than the standard seats. Whoops, almost removing the screen protector here. So yeah, they're keeping you more in place on the seat. The side bolsters are way more present than on the standard range or the previous models. I didn't drive the previous Performance sadly, so I can't compare it to that. I can compare it to the old long range, the old standard range, and the new standard range, so kind of in between there. Yeah, that's feeling really good. And often it's the case that I don't get kind of held into the seat by those sport seats because I'm really slim, and yeah, the seats then don't hold me too well. But these seats are doing that really good, and it's going good. It really is pushing. Brake pedal also feels kind of soft, like we're used to from Model 3 Highland. Kind of feels like in the standard range, at least from first touching it. But that's a very good brake pedal feel. I think it feels better than mine, my 2021 model, because it's a bit softer and you can feel more inside there. Yeah, what else do we have? We have, of course, better suspension here and generally a really good drivetrain. But yeah, let's see how those do in the corners, and not only going on fast road. Let's hope we don't have too much traffic here. I put in a nice round trip route here that's going around there. Let's hope we don't take too long because of course other people want to test drive as well. And there's another 3 Performance right next to us, the white one. So nice. And of course they're going on the highway because everyone just goes to the highway. I don't understand it. I want to feel the car, and you don't feel the car on the highway. You feel speed, okay, good, but going straight and fast in a straight line, pretty much every car can do that good. It's the corners and the accelerating and braking that's important in such a kind of car, and also the mixed driving through cities and villages. It's just way more important. So this is actually my first time driving the Model 3 Performance myself. I rode in it like half an hour ago on the back seat in the middle. That's really tight there, and I'm a slim guy. Normally I fit perfectly on every middle seat in the back, but in the Model 3 Performance it's not that well. It's really tight, even with not having two big people right next to me. It's just like, yeah, doesn't feel too good. So if you want to go on vacation with the Model 3, have a look that you're only 4 people, or maybe with children that might work, but 3 adults on the back seat, that's not too good. Yeah, what else do we have here? We are currently in ludicrous mode. If you look here, we got ludicrous mode here, we got the sport suspension setting, and we got the steering on heavy, because I think that's the best way to drive in a sporty way, I would say. It's the same setting that I have in my car, and I think the heavy setting is a bit heavier than in the standard 2024 Model 3 Highland. So that's a good thing, because the heavy in the standard range is pretty light. It's more like standard or even light in my car, in the 2021 model compare. But yeah, we're currently driving through the city here. Let's hope we're gonna get out of that soon, to get a bit higher speeds, a bit more sporty cornering. All right, not too much cornering here yet, but of course the suspension is so much better than in my car, and that's just pretty much the same as in the standard range, but we do have this new dynamic setting, which is standard, which is pretty comfortable and soft if you drive over bumps, and the sport setting, which is a bit harder, but still not as bumpy as mine. It's still the standard setting, the comfortable setting, is pretty wafty. It kind of glides over bumps, and the sport setting is kind of more like, it's not like you run into a bump. It's more like, I don't know, it's hard to explain. Let me experience a bit more of that so I can explain it better. You feel more of the street. You can feel each and every little dip, which you wouldn't feel in the comfort, in the standard setting. But yeah, so we are getting out of the city here, and we get nice corners ahead. So let's see how it happens. Here is so good on the street. It's like so defined, and you can make it go exactly how you want it. We go in the corner here. That feels so good. Also, the brakes are super responsive and how you expect them to be. Regen is perfect. Of course, the car is warm, but it's also a NMC chemistry in the battery, so it isn't as sensitive to temperature as maybe the LFP model, which is in the standard range. Alright, I think we can remove this first stop because we're not gonna hit it exactly. So we can just turn left here, and perfect. The guy in front of us also turns to the right. So, oh no, there's one guy driving. Let's see. Oh my god, yeah. That's good. That's really nice. It gives you full power even with pretty much full steering lock. Not completely, but half steering lock, and still gives you all the power it can get, and even gives you some tire squeal, but really controlled, and really you're really feeling what the car does. Let's go a bit slower to let this guy get a bit ahead so we can get some speed build up here and feel the car more in the corners. There's no one behind us, and if there were somebody coming, I would just go fast real quick. Alright, that's looking good. Let's kind of keep up with them. Get some speed, not too much because we don't know the roads here, but yes, that's so nice to drive. And the suspension is so good. But it's still comfortable for a sport suspension setting. So that's pretty awesome. Gotta not go too fast here. We don't want to endanger anyone, and there might be some people here. such a good driving feel. That's crazy. And we got a leaf on our windshield, but that's all good. Of course, all the assistant systems are in here, just as with every other Tesla as well. The same shitty auto wipers, the same pretty good lane centering system with autopilot, and if you choose to buy it, also the auto lane changes, even though it's not that useful in Europe because we need the indicators to be on for so long that you can almost cancel the lane change already because the next person is coming up and thinking, why are you indicating I'm not going over? So that's a bummer. Maybe we gotta get a legislation change sometime in the future for that. But yeah, still, we also got some perfect roads here. That's such a good pavement. Alright, let's turn left here. And there's no one coming. That's so defined, that's so good. Oh my god, I love it. It's driving so well without any problem at all. Just you push it around the corner and you can feel the tires searching for grip, and it still pushes you all the way over. And why are you just stopping there? There's enough room for us. People not knowing how big the small cars are. Right. Nice red light here. Let's hope that's turning green. Fast. There's someone walking. So good. Also, Tesla's ESP is almost second to none, I would say, at least in the price class. There's no one that's better. We can also do a nice launch here. I don't know, does it do launch control? Nope, doesn't do that, sadly. All right, we probably would need to be in track mode, which we won't do here on public streets. Of course, that's not really a daily need, but yeah, it's a good comparison, I would say, and also makes you feel how strong the car is. So good, so good. Of course, we came here in the Plaid, and it's nothing against the Plaid, but for a Model 3 and for, what is it currently?
60k.
60,000 euros. That's such a good deal. Such a good car for that kind of money. How far into the video are we currently? Just
13:30.
okay, so that's good. Should be there in about, yeah, maybe
7-ish minutes.
yeah, should be good. Then we aren't too late. Such a great car. Yeah, just I'm absolutely excited. It's driving so well. It's so well defined. You don't have any rattles in here or so. We got in the Model S Plaid, we got so many rattles and stuff that you hear from the back where some pieces are kind of loose, and there's nothing here. Everything is just how you expect it to be.
Because it's made in China
Yeah,
and not
it's
in the
made in
US.
China. Yeah, it's just so much better built. And there's the guy going slow.
The only bummer is that it's going to be more expensive soon with the new tariffs being imposed soon.
Yeah, with the extra taxes for cars made in China, because Europe, or the EU to be exact, does some stupid stuff where France is afraid of not being able to sell their French cars because of the cars that are coming from China. I don't know what beeps here. I think it's the speed limit changes. So France made kind of the EU do tariffs on cars imported from China, and that's going to affect probably Tesla as well. I heard that they are currently talking to the EU for no or less tariffs or less taxes on the imported Tesla vehicles, but that's not sure yet. It's currently the 15th of June, I think. So let's see what's gonna happen. I think in the beginning of July the tariffs should be starting with 21% on most cars and I think 17% on BYD vehicles, up to I think Psych
has the most expensive, like 30-ish.
35%, which is crazy.
All right.
But yeah,
my hand hurts,
politics,
so off to how much do we have? No, that's not the final goal.
No,
Where's
that's like the next stop until we're there. Let's just edit the route and remove this, and then it's
6
just,
minutes.
yeah,
Okay.
easy. 6
Okie
minutes to
dokie.
go. All right. Yeah, speed limits and stuff. Also, the car always has to beep when you drive over the speed limit, and you have to disable it on the start of each ride, which is really, yeah, no useful feature, I would say. But it's, again, laws from EU, so they need to do it, they can change it. And I hope that Enhance, who also developed the sexy buttons and the sexy knob, will do a smart action for the commander to disable that. And they already said that they are working on it. So we might see the commander being able to automatically disable the speed limit warnings soon with one of the next updates. So that's great. Yeah, what else do we have to say about this car? It's charging probably good. If it's the same battery as in the long range, then it doesn't charge too good, because the long range, as you will see in a future video, I would say, I think. I'm not sure in which order I'm gonna put out all of my videos, because there's so much still in the pipeline. But I think I'm gonna like push that to the forefront of my plan, because it's an important car and an important video. So yeah, you're probably gonna see that soon. If it's already online, I'm gonna link that to you up in the corner. And yeah, the long range really doesn't charge too well compared to the standard range. It's a worse road tripper, so I'm kind of hoping that this car has a better battery, but I guess it's the same as in the long range, and then it wouldn't charge that well, so they could work on that, get it a better charging curve.
Do you like the carbon fiber kind of trim here? Because I don't really, to be honest.
The standard car has a cloth here, I think. At least
Yes.
the white interior has a white cloth up there. I'm generally not that big a fan of carbon fiber, so
Especially when it's like fake, because I think it's not
Yeah.
real. It's just
yeah,
like
probably would be too expensive. There's a nice light blue Ioniq 6 over there. So don't see that color
Yes.
too often. That's nice. Yeah, I think I would prefer the standard setup here with the
And I
cloth.
think they should have. I mean, I get the point, because apart from that, it's like the same interior. For
Yeah.
like
Yeah, except for the seats. The seats
the
are completely
seats,
different. You
also
have
like the little
these
yes,
nice things here.
which you cannot feel, by the way, because I have been asked if like you can feel them in your back. I don't think you can.
No,
I
no,
cannot.
No, you can't. Those are at the position of your neck,
Yeah.
so you pretty much never touch.
Maybe you can have a look at how like the consumption. So
Yeah, current drive 19.8, and we tried to push it, of course, mixed driving, but that's mostly the case where you're gonna use this car. It's not a track car. You maybe track this car once a year, maybe twice if you're completely living near a track, maybe more often, but most people will drive this a bit sportier on public roads, and it's so good doing that. It's so good. You still got all the room to put some stuff in the back. You got the comfortable but defined seats with the thicker side bolsters. You still got heated and cooled seats, heated steering wheel, all as standard. Also heated rear seats, except for the middle seat, which isn't heated anymore. And yeah, it's a comfortable cruiser which can also go really fast. I think that describes it pretty well.
Yes.
And all it does really good. There's nothing it does like perfect, but it does everything like at least 8 out of 10, I would say. Except for maybe the auto wipers, which is 2 out of 10. But if that's the only point that I'm negative about, then it's probably a really good car.
I mean, the wipers haven't malfunctioned during our trip, so
Yeah,
that's
they
a good
did, but
sign.
Also, yeah, they're in auto, so that's actually not that bad of a sign. So. But you have to push so hard for it to like not have grip anymore, and also of course that's a tire thing. If you put like more aggressive tires on this, it probably will get even more down to the street. But I don't even know when I did something like that to my car, so yeah, you only do this because it's a performance. And of course it has to do it well, but it really does do it well. So yeah, I would say that's my first impression. Some more impressions coming up soon. Yeah, this heavy steering feel is way heavier than in standard car. That's cool, that's interesting. And girl, you might want to move, because I want to park here. Let's, I don't know, park over there.
Yep.
All right, yeah, see ya in probably another Model 3 Performance in just a sec. And by the magic of video editing, we're back to Frankfurt. So that's been my awesome test drive in a Model 3 Performance model year 2024. Such an awesome car. I told you everything about it in the last clip already, so not much to say here, just that I absolutely love to drive it, and I will try to get it as soon as possible again to maybe take it on a road trip or so. Maybe Vanessa also has a chance to test drive it for some more days and I can just snatch it from her and drive a little. That would be awesome. But yeah, I would say that's been it for this video. Thank you so much for watching and see you guys in the next one. Bye!